I'm going to take a look at the Mandarin duck black hunter. This is the recurve model. It's a 60-inch takedown bow. I picked up a 30-pound draw weight. I wanted a light draw weight to practice with and just shoot easily. I went with, I think that's the lightest they actually make. They might make it 25-pound, I'm not positive, but I believe they go all the way up to 60, and they have the longbow version. I just went with the recurve. I don't know, I just like the way that one looked better on this particular bow. I grabbed it for no particular reason other than I was really curious because I was seeing a lot about them. I was hearing a lot about them. I am by no means an expert in traditional archery. I just got into it a lot more, and I've been having a lot of fun, so I've been kind of grabbing up some stuff when I see it for good deals, and this kind of got the best of me, and I picked it up off eBay. I paid $110 shipped for the bow. They go anywhere up to like 200 bucks. I mean, it depends where you get it. I got it from a seller in China, so I took that gamble. Came a lot faster than I thought. It is actually the Mandarin duck version. I know there's a bunch of different, it's got the Mandarin duck logo there. There's some rebranded ones. I know there's a bunch of different stuff about them. Black Hunter, the Galaxy Ember I think is the same. It possibly, some have the bamboo limbs. This one, again, I took a gamble on. It didn't list it as the bamboo limbs. The pictures looked like that model, so I'm going to open it up here and give you the first kind of impressions of the bow. It's been sitting in my living room for a couple days because I wanted to open it up and go over it in a little video. It's got a nice little Mandarin duck logo sticker there that I just sliced through. So whoever the seller is on eBay, that's how they're getting them. It was very nice, tightly packaged in there. Nice packing slip from Nanjing, Jiangsu, China. I doubt I'm saying that right. Mandarin duck black hunter, 60-inch takedown bow, right-handed, 30-pound draw weight. So packed very nice and tight, bubble wrapped. Set that to the side. Got limbs. They have almost a rough satin feel to them. I don't see any major blemishes or anything. They do have this felt little bit of backing right here on the back of the limb. It's nice. It probably helps reduce noise a little bit, I would imagine. Again, I couldn't say for sure if this is the bamboo limb or I believe maple is what the others are. It's like a nice satin. I don't know if you can pick up that noise. It's not a very glossy, high sheen, which actually would work out probably better for me if I'm going to use this as like a light small game hunting. It's got the Mandarin duck sticker. I got some Chinese marking there and 30 pounds at 28 inches right there. So there's a slight nick right here. And other than that, nothing really. The one thing I will say right off the bat is the limbs are shaped different on the bottom, so you do know which is your top, which is your bottom limb. There's no way of putting that on wrong. Mandarin duck label there. Cut that off quick. Riser. I've read and heard video and different stuff. I can't go and tell you if this is what the material is made out of. It's got some weight to it. It's not the lightest. It's got a nice radius on the shelf, radius also on the side plate, so you're gonna have minimal arrow contact. It has felt and it's got locating pins where your bolts go into, so again, probably noise and vibration dampening from that aspect. Almost go over there. And then you have your pack of your string, your washers. Comes with the Allen key. see here. Get all that out. And I will say this is a nice little bonus. It comes with a little hair you can cut your side plate and your rest out of. I'll do that later. I won't make you sit and watch me do that, but and again, you got notches here. It's impossible to put the wrong limb on the top versus the bottom because they're cut different. So it's a bezeled washer. I know some, I believe you can get brass, you can get black hardware. This is the standard. I'll say zinc plated probably is what I'm gonna guess. I doubt it's stainless. That would be nice if it is. It would be a bonus. I'd have to take it inside and check maybe a magnet or something. But right off the bat, one thing I seen a video or heard or two, Taylor too, about the hole on the limb not fitting the bolt, or the bolt's not working that came with it, and maybe they resolved that issue by now, or maybe I just got lucky. I'm not gonna crank them down too tight, just snug them up. My bolts threaded in perfect, fit through. I didn't have to drill, cut. The bolt fits, balances pretty nice in the hand. It comes with, just from what I understand, I couldn't tell you if this is a Dacron or a fast flight type strength. With it, I'm not good enough to know the material difference, to be honest with you. I'm going to string it up the little step through way because I left my stringer inside and too lazy to go get it. It is fast flight compatible from what I understand. It's got the tip overlays. Got some garbage blowing around now. I'm sure my neighbors are really thrilled. No more junk laying around. String seems a little small. Roll that over. To be honest, the string seems a little tight getting it over, which I don't know if that's good or bad at this point, but I'm even gonna be able to get my foot through there. Alright. And the nice thing is, again, this is a 30-pound model, so that was easy to string. I'm just gonna really quick set this down, grab myself my garbage and my other stuff, my Allen key so it doesn't get lost or blow away, put those in the box and set them out of my way. I did bring a tape out because you want to, I believe it was a 7.5 to 8 inch brace height, and that looks to be right about 7 inches. I don't believe I can get it any further in. I'm going to just, out of curiosity, check the tiller here. I'm going to come off the string straight to the back. Just curious. It's looking about almost, say, 6 3/4 there. I just want to check this limb out of curiosity. It's the same. So the tiller seems to be good on this. I've seen, again, some guys say they've had positive or negative tiller on a limb and they've had to adjust for that. So I can say that mine is actually pretty on. One guy I read about made a shim. You know, it's personal preference, I guess. I am going to quickly take this and add a couple twists into the string and raise up that brace height, because it's recommended, I want to say 7.5 to 8, and I was way under on 7 at that point, so let's just throw that on. A couple twists in that string. Let's see if that raises it up just enough to get a couple shots in and see where we're at. Let's see if it's loud. I didn't really raise it a lot. about 7 1/4 now. I'm gonna take some shots with it and just get an overall impression of the bow and how it feels. I'm about 15 yards out from a target. Again, I am by no means any sort of expert in traditional archery, and I'm just kind of getting my feet wet with YouTube videos a lot lately. Some of my other stuff, which takes up a lot of my time, trapping and hunting and other stuff, some gun work. So these are some 1916 XX75 Eastons that I had for a 30-pound bow. I don't even have a knock point set, so I'm going to actually shoot split finger just to keep my arrow in place. But these arrows should be spined pretty close for a 30-pound, and I have very close to a 28-inch draw, so hopefully we'll say it actually. It wasn't that loud. It was pretty smooth, drew smooth, and that was actually a fairly accurate shot, especially for me. Again, points. That went over. Aims nice. I think that shelf, that would help a lot. That obviously that noise keeping my arrow in place, but I do have a habit to shoot a little bit canted. I don't know if that's good or bad. That one came out kind of bad, so again, just a couple of shots. I mean, it feels pretty good. The bounce is nice. The overall finish for what you pay for is pretty good. Again, I don't know if this is maple or if this is the bamboo version. I couldn't tell you. And I mean, I don't care. It's not a heavyweight bow. It's not something I plan on doing some really heavy lifting or dirty work. It's a lightweight. It's practice. Get my form working better is what I want. This has the Black Hunter logo on the side. I'm sure you could. It's raised. It feels like it's screen printed over, so you could sand it over. You get rid of it if you wanted. I don't care enough. I'll probably do a little bit of small game hunting or mostly just target shooting. Again, work on my form, and it's just another bow. It's nice that it's takedown. I'll probably get a cheap case off eBay or something and leave it in the truck, or mess around with it. But overall, I would say for the money, this is a pretty good bow. You can probably have a hard time beating it. So if you're thinking about it and you're worried or you're whatever, there's some guys selling them on different websites, and there's Twig Archery, I know, does the longbow version, and they have a lot of customer service backing that up. I figured for the money I would save from getting it from that, I was banking on, again, not having to have any kind of back-end customer service, having to ask or having any issues. It was, again, came out of the box. It's good enough for what I need it for. It's a good bow. In the forms of, I don't need to call up and say there's an issue with it. I don't need how to do this, what to do that. I can Google that stuff myself if I don't know it, or someone I know doesn't know it. But I will probably mess around with the brace height a little bit. I'll mess around with what arrows I'm going to shoot out of it just to get my spine going good, and then I'll work on shooting it more. But overall, out of the box, I'm impressed. I'm happy, and I think it's a pretty good value for the money. Any questions, shoot me a comment. If you're interested in the other stuff, check out my videos. I'm just getting into the archery side a lot more. I do a lot more trapping. I do a lot of other stuff, so feel free to check that stuff out if you're interested. All right, thank you.